Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. We'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is offering some huge holiday discounts from now until January 2nd. On select new Chevrolet vehicles, we are offering $8,000 off MSRP or 1.9% financing. Yes, you heard right. That's $8,000 off or 1.9% financing on select new Chevrolets. We also have some huge discounts on our new GMC inventory, so stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. Includes finance, trade, and Costco bonus with roof credit. Stock number C299464.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their life. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. Now is the best time to sign up with the new year right around the corner. You can enroll for the January 10-Week Challenge for only $299. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. Head to fxblincoln.com for more information on how to enroll. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
This is Adam Carriker on the ticket.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome, everybody, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. The holidays,
Well, they're over. The lights in my house are down. The tree is gone, but it's okay. You know why? Because we've got a lot to talk about. We got a national championship game coming up on Monday. We've got five players from the transfer portal that are visiting Lincoln this week and this week. And a couple of wide receivers, 6'3", 6'4", one of the most talented running backs in the entire country, a freshman All-American linebacker, okay, and another linebacker who started for Tony White at Syracuse. All right, potential starters all over the place, impact makers. We'll see what happens. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday break. I know I did. I immensely enjoyed mine. The first thing that happened, well, before I get into all that, let's pay a bill or two real quick, all right, because I always want to shout out our sponsors. These shows do not happen without you fine folks at home, without the great people, 93.7 The Ticket, and our sponsors. They keep the lights on. All right, GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, great accents for any backyard landscaping project. They sell to homeowners and contractors, and they deliver anywhere near or far. Stop by at 6701 Cornersker Highway. Check out gelandscapesupply.com or call 402-467-1627. You can step by, but it's much better to stop by at 6701 Cornersker Highway. GE Landscape Supply or call.com or call 402-467-1627. As always, the end of the show, the final 10 minutes is dedicated. The whole show is dedicated to the people, but specifically your questions, your comments, your thoughts, your concerns, and or otherwise. So text, or you can hit up on YouTube or otherwise. But best way to get a hold of Rico, who does a fine job of organizing this wonderful program here. Call or text 402-464-5685. Send your comments, your thoughts, your concerns, or otherwise. In the last 10 minutes, I will address all of that. Actually, throughout the show, you know, if it's not a question, Rico can throw it up and I can respond to just straight up thoughts and comments throughout the show, but I'll save the questions for the end as always. And I hope you all had a great holiday break. Mine started out pretty well. I have 84 children, as you know, rounding down. I have 6. I love them all. They are awesome. They are wonderful. And you know what keeps that spark alive? A little time off. You know what I mean? A little time off. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. All right. And so Grandma and Grandpa, my in-laws, Mr. and Mrs. McBride, no relation to Charlie. Okay. Jeff McBride was a walk-on DN here at the University of Nebraska. He was 2 years older than me. I became friends with him, and that's how I met my eventual wife, Angie, his younger sister, okay, is now my beautiful wife. We've been together for 17 years, married for 17, been together for 20. But my in-laws, okay, Mr. and Mrs. McBride, Angie's parents, Jeff's parents, came and took the kids away for 4 days. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Yes, you can be jealous. 4 whole days. I must admit, it went by way faster than I thought it would. I did miss my kids, and I was excited to see them. We went out to pick them up from the in-laws, had celebrated Christmas at their house, as we always do on the 23rd, a family farm. Okay, in western Nebraska, has been in the family for over 110 years now. So that's always cool. Then we come home. We always have Christmas at our house. It's just our family. Nobody else is welcome ever. No, I'm just kidding. We just always have it at our house with our family. It's kind of our little tradition. And then the day after, we tend to go skiing someplace. And we went day after Christmas. We headed to Steamboat, good old Colorado Steamboat, and skied. We were there. Let's see. We arrived the 26th. We were there for 4 days, skied 3 of them. I cannot ski 4 days in a row. I was going to say walk, but probably not live afterwards. I don't take the chances I used to. I used to go skiing with a buddy of mine. His name was Chris. Him and his family, they are the best skiers I've ever seen in person in life. Now, I used to watch the Warren Miller ski videos, if anybody remembers those. Okay. And obviously the Olympics. Outside of those folks, the best skiers I've ever seen in my life is Chris and his family. They are the type of people, because they've done it, that take helicopters to the top of mountains in the middle of frickin' nowhere, and then they ski down and they don't die. You know, me, I would die. They actually don't even fall down. That's how good they are. I used to go skiing with them. I don't anymore. We hang out, but I don't ski with them because I don't know. I don't feel like dying. The first time I went with Chris, I had a knee surgery. Well, I'd had 6 knee surgeries over the course of 18 months. And I was about a year removed from that. So I was about 2.5 years removed from the initial knee surgery and a year removed from my 6th and final knee surgery. And he actually we met him in DC. He was actually the guy that drove me home from the hospital after my last knee surgery. So he had seen where I was at a certain point in time, which was not great. I couldn't even walk normal. I was basically on crutches, not basically. I was on crutches for 3 months, and I couldn't walk normal for a year. I remember Christmas shopping in the mall out in DC, and my leg just gave out on me, and presents went flying everywhere. So he had seen all that. So I'm like, all right, I know this guy's a little crazy, but he'll take care of me. So I'm like, all right, Chris, you lead the way, because he knew Steamboat way better at that point in time than I did. Now I know it like the back of my hand because we go quite frequently. I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to ski with you, but take care of me. I don't know what he heard when I said that, because I think he heard I should kill Adam, because I'm following him, and all of a sudden, there's like nobody else around. And then all of a sudden, nothing is groomed. And then we go off way into the trees, and I'm like, all right, maybe he's got to go to the bathroom or something. I don't know what's going on. He pauses, and I don't know, I'm about 15 feet behind him. He turns around, looks at me, and he says, all right, let's go down. And I look down, and I don't know where in the blue hell he thought I was supposed to go down. It was straight down. Nothing was groomed. The trees, they couldn't have been any wider apart than my skis are long. Let's just say he made it down like it was nothing. Okay. What defines a good skier to me is in how fast you can go, because I can ski as fast as Chris on a blue. I've done it. The difference between me and him, and what defines a good skier to me, is how well you can ski on moguls. Okay. He skis the same speed on a double black as he does a blue. I do not. That is the difference. So he goes down like it's nothing. I swear to God, it felt like hours. It probably took me a good solid 20 to 30 minutes just to get to where he was, which was maybe 50 yards away from me. So anyways, I digress. I don't do that anymore. Now I ski with my kids. Okay. And they're at a level that's more appropriate for me. I'm actually a pretty good skier. I'm just not a Warren Miller ski video type guy. So that was pretty fun. Obviously watched the college football playoff games, two of the best college football playoff games I think we've ever had. Okay, and I think we're set up for a phenomenal national championship game on Monday night. Michigan, Washington, clearly the two best teams in the country. If you watched Michigan and Alabama, Michigan was clearly the better team. The first half, clearly the better team. Alabama made some halftime adjustments. They made a little bit of a run. Okay, but really what kept them in the game was god-awful special teams by Michigan. If they don't play that awful with special teams on the Wolverines, I mean, the game's definitely not going into overtime. They might have won by double digits. And I don't mean they would have ran Alabama off the field, but they were the better team. When you hand Alabama a touchdown off a muff punt, when you mishandle an extra point, okay, and then you miss the field goals, and Alabama's booming them from 50 plus, looking like he can make it from 70 plus. Okay, I exaggerate just a smidge, maybe only 69 plus. That's what really, and Alabama made some adjustments, and they were more physical in the third quarter, but you could see throughout the game, Michigan was the better team. Michigan's got to clean up those special teams, and I think they will. You know, it's not the 30 to 40-day layoff that bowl games used to have, but it's still, 4 weeks. That's still a long time. Okay, so I think Michigan will have those cleaned up when they play Washington. And what a great Rose Bowl it was. Went to overtime. A lot of fun to watch. Washington, Texas. Now, these are clearly the two best teams in the country. You're talking about Michigan, Washington playing on Monday night. And I love that they're the only two undefeated teams left in the country as well. Like, it's fun that they're the two undefeated teams, and it's fun that they were clearly the better teams in their game. Yes, yet they both almost found ways to lose. If you watch Washington and Texas, I predicted Washington to win. I wasn't insanely confident. Texas has been too much like a yo-yo this year. They look like a national championship team, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, they're barely above average the next week. You knew the talent was there. You knew the potential was there. And I just felt like people were undervaluing what Washington had done. They were the champions of the best conference in America, top to bottom this year, the Pac-12. They were undefeated in that conference. And yeah, what have they won? 10 single-digit games this year? Well, I think what nobody talks about, except for me that I've heard, Michael Penix Jr. was sick for 2 or 3 of those games. He couldn't even be around his teammates except on game day. Yeah, and still they find ways to win. They were clearly the better team against Texas. Okay, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to be that decisive for 59 minutes and 10 seconds. Now, when you get to the last 50 seconds of that game, they got to change that rule. Okay, first of all, How about we take a knee? I don't know. Did anybody learn anything from Miami, Georgia Tech? Nothing? Nothing at all? How about we take a knee? Then your running back doesn't get banged up. Okay. Then the clock doesn't stop. Because had the clock not stopped, had they just taken a knee and punted it, all right, Texas would have gotten the ball at about their 15 to 20-yard line with 15 seconds and no timeouts. Good luck. You had to score a touchdown. Instead, the running back gets injured. The clock stops 50 seconds when Washington punts it. Then their long snapper decides to interfere, kick-catch interference. So now Texas gets the ball in much better field position with 43 seconds at that point. And they had, 3-4 shots at the end zone? I was so mad for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm like, Texas is going to win. My God, Texas. Texas. Yes, that's how I said it. Somebody actually tweeted that to me. So I said it one more time. Texas. I don't want Texas to win. Number two, the better team wasn't going to win. Washington was the better team. It's a rule that needs to be changed. It was bad management by Washington's coaching staff by not just taking a knee, okay, and other things of that nature. And I'm like, oh, man, I want to see Michael Penix Jr. versus the number one total defense in the country, the number one scoring defense in the country, the number one passing offense in the country, a top 10 offense in the country, maybe the best throwing quarterback in the country. Jaden Daniels, a little bit better runner. Michael Penix actually can run. If you saw, he would take off. But he's had 2 ACL surgeries plus an additional 2 surgeries. He's had 4 season-ending surgeries throughout his career. In the past 2 years, when he's healthy, you see how good he can be. Okay, but he's probably the best just pure passing college quarterback this year. I want to see that versus Michigan's defense. Okay, and I'm like, we're not going to get to see it because Texas is going to complete one of these 4 passes, and they didn't. Washington is 120th in the country in pass defense. I think they're 100th in the country at stopping the run. I couldn't believe they actually stopped them. I feel like a lot of their stats are skewed because they score a lot of points, so other teams score a lot of points. They throw the ball a lot more. They played 7 ranked teams this year. Okay, 3 teams that are in the top 10. Who knows? Maybe Oregon ends up in the top 5. So as of right now, before they play Michigan, it'll be 3 teams in the top 5. So they played a much, 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 much tougher schedule, okay, than Texas and or Michigan. And so I was mad because I didn't want Texas to win. I was mad because I wanted to see the matchup of Washington versus Michigan's defense. Washington's passing, the number one passing offense in the country. And I'm not saying this Washington team is like 2019 LSU, but I will say they have 3 NFL receivers. They have a first-round draft pick, a quarterback. The only thing that's keeping him from being a top 10 pick, potentially, he may be anyways, especially if he plays lights out versus Michigan, is his injuries. It's going to make some teams leery. Talk about Michael Penix and NFL teams being leery of his injuries. But I am excited to watch Washington, Michigan, the best offense in the country, the best defense in the country. What would have been an old Rose Bowl game back in the day. So anyways, Washington, they find ways to get it done, even though the stats defensively may not wow you. And the only thing that concerned me really was Texas's defensive line. They may have the 2 best D tackles in the country and their ability to get after the quarterback. I mean, when they played Alabama earlier in the year, and Alabama, they're a different team now than they were. Okay. Maybe the most improved team in the country. All right. What they lacked, because they could run the ball. They have an offensive line bigger than most NFL teams. Was it 2 or 3 offensive linemen that are 350 pounds plus? The mouth doesn't even want to say it because it's so hard for me to believe. And then Jalen Milroe, obviously, he might be the fastest player on the field when he's out there. He throws a great deep ball, but he doesn't make quick reads. He doesn't complete the short passes. He doesn't complete the intermediate passes. So if you can limit the run and shut down the play-action deep pass game, Alabama's in trouble, and that's what Michigan did. My point is simply this. Texas got after Alabama's quarterback and their offensive line in that 4th quarter, and they could not protect Milroe at all when they tried to pass the ball. And that was my fear with Washington. Washington's offensive line played just fine. The difference is Michael Penix Jr. He is the freaking X factor. He was the difference against a very young, Texas secondary. He's got 3 NFL receivers he's throwing to. His offensive line protected him well. But when Texas did get pressure, he has great pocket awareness. The other thing he does, he makes insanely fast decisions. Now, I'm not going to say he's Tom Brady or anything like that, but he reminds me of what a college version of Tom Brady might have been. All right, Penix, sorry. And so when Texas would have blitzers come free. When they would get pressure, he got rid of the ball so quick. He was so accurate. His release is so quick. They didn't hit him once. Texas had 0 sacks, 0 tackles for loss. I think the only way Michigan can beat Washington, not the only way, but the main key to beating Washington is how the Giants beat Tom Brady and the Patriots twice. Okay? Because in that first Super Bowl, 07, the Patriots were 18-0. At the end of the regular season, the Giants were 9-7. They'd already lost at home to the Patriots that year. What they did in that Super Bowl and how they beat them and how they beat them a couple years later in the next Super Bowl, they got pressure on Brady. Because if you blitz a guy like Brady or Manning, and what I saw out of Penix against Texas and throughout the year that I've watched, he makes such quick decisions. He gets the ball out so fast, you're probably not going to get to him. And now you've got less guys in the back end, and you're susceptible to big plays by those talented receivers. Michigan has to do what the Giants did. They have to be able to get pressure with 4 guys, maybe 5 every once in a while, but 4 guys so you don't leave yourself so susceptible to big plays in the back end. If they can't get pressure with 4 and they're forced to blitz, I think they're going to get sliced and diced. Now, I think Michigan, I am going to predict them to win the game. Okay, I'm not uber confident. I'll talk a lot more about this on Monday. I did not intend to talk about this at the length that I did today. I'm excited to be back. I feel rejuvenated. Life is great. I got a case of the wonderful Fridays. Okay. Immensely enjoyed the college football playoff. Looking forward to 12 teams. Bowl games mean nothing. I can talk about that more after the break. But I think this college football playoff national championship that we're going to have on Monday, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so when we come back from the break, we are going to talk about Nebraska men's basketball, women's basketball. They're both off to hot starts, easy for me to say, this season. Okay, and I got a question here from a fan already, or a statement. It's a question. Okay, I'll get to that after the break as well. Again, you can send your questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, or otherwise to 402-464-5685, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
School taught you all about the 4 seasons, spring, summer, and so on. And then there's the way we really tell what time of year it is in sports seasons. Football season, baseball season, or off season. But what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now. And now, and now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolateseason.com.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their life. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to sign up with the new year right around the corner. You can enroll for the January 10-week challenge for only $299. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. Head to fxblincoln.com for more information on how to enroll. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Is your furnace operating like you think it should? Find out with a service check now from the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough system check to make sure you're good to go this winter. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchanger checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. I am Rico, sitting here in the studio, waiting for Carriker to come back to his area. But, you know, he was going to talk about some men's and women's basketball, as Nebraska men's and women's basketball have gotten off to very hot starts so far this season. With the women moving to 3-0 in conference play, after they defeated Wisconsin up in Madison yesterday, actually, with Alexis Markowski with her conference-leading, I believe, 9th double-double of the season, and Natalie Potts continuing her hot start in her freshman campaign, leading with about 16 points. No, I think it was 16 points for Nebraska, leading the way. Adam Carriker seems to be back, and how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. My apologies. I heard a scream in the other room. So I had to go make sure nobody was dying. Everyone's okay. Don't worry. Just a bloody nose.
Yeah, no, it happens. It happens.
I appreciate you helping me out. Also, Rico is enlightening me. I apparently need to learn how to say names. It's Michael Penix, like a pen, like the pen that you write. So my apologies for mispronouncing that. But thanks for helping me out, Rico.
Of course.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're talking about Nebraska men's and women's basketball. All right, so it's kind of cool to see Fred Hoiberg and what he's been building for the past few years start to come to fruition. If you remember, he was a pretty hot hire when we brought him in. Okay, the women's basketball team is doing incredibly well in their own right. The men are 12-2, 2-1 in Big Ten play. Wins over Indiana, Michigan State. Okay, Kaisi Taminaga drops 28 points to lead the way in an 86-70 win over the Hoosiers. And that's a pretty big win in my opinion. And I think most people would agree with that. Okay. The women are 11-3, 3-0 in the Big Ten, wins over Maryland, wins over Michigan State. This is exciting. It's exciting to see. When you look at the football team, it's exciting to see what Rule's doing this offseason. When you look at Hoiberg and what he's building, it's exciting to see some things start to come to fruition that it's been in the works for a while. When you look at the women's side of things, they've run a really good program for quite a while. And I'm a big fan of what they're doing over there. Okay, you look at Natalie Potts having a wonderful freshman campaign, 2-time Big Ten Freshman of the Week, averaging 11.6 points and 6.1 rebounds. Okay, it's fun to watch Nebraska basketball teams start to play at a higher level, have a higher success rate. As we get deeper into these conferences and the conference schedule, I should say, and these conference teams, I'm curious to see how they do over time, how they sustain it, how they do it week after week. Because to me, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to watching the most. Okay, and it would be awesome to see one or both of these teams get into the NCAA tournaments. It'd be awesome to see Nebraska men's basketball get their first win in a tournament potentially, see how far the women can go, just see what can happen. I know we're early on in the season and I'm excited and I'm all hyped up because I'm fresh off a break. And, frankly, I've been having trouble talking all morning because that's me talking too fast, being a little rusty, and just excited to be back. But I'm excited to see how they've done so far. They're both off to hot starts. They're both doing well initially in Big Ten play. How do they do week after the week? How do they do with the grind when the grind comes? Okay, because playing Big Ten teams and Big Ten teams and Big Ten teams, and they just keep coming and coming, which is part of being part of the Big Ten Conference, obviously. How do they handle that? How do they sustain it over time? How do they make adjustments? Because other teams will make adjustments. How do they make counter adjustments? How do they make audibles? Yes, those things do happen in other sports as well. All right. Alexis Markowski averaging 17.2 points per game and 9.9 rebounds. Basically a double-double. I mean, that's really what that is. That's a double-double. Nearly 20 points. And basically 10 rebounds a game, 9.9. That's a double-double. That's pretty awesome. Women's basketball taking on number 14 Indiana on Sunday. Be nice to beat them in the women's side of things too. All right, Jordan Hooper jersey retirement will be happening there as well. So for me, all right, I get excited just about Husker sports in general. All right, I put out a thing on Facebook and Twitter the other day about Nebraska's dodgeball team. And then they were like ranked 7th or 8th in the country. And then somebody sent me a message back. There's a dodgeball team, but not hockey. So I know because my daughter Trinity used to play hockey. Okay. And she was the only girl out there. She was the youngest kid on the ice and the only girl out there, but everybody loved her because she went so hard. But I know that there's a club hockey team, so to speak. Okay, because they actually invited us and Trinity to come check them out. We never did because it was at the end of that trip. Okay, and we haven't been able to make it work out since. But I do know there is one that exists and is possible if people want to partake in it. So to me, it's just exciting when Husker sports are doing good, when Nebraska is elevated. Because let's be real, that's what happens. The better the sports teams do, it's the most effective marketing and advertising that a university or a high school or any sort of a brand can have is your sports team's doing good. No university, okay, in the past 15 years has seen their enrollment increase more than Alabama. Gee, I wonder why. Not only is it free marketing and advertisement, it is the best marketing and advertisement that you can have. when your football teams are doing good, when your sports teams are doing good. Okay. So it just excites me to see Nebraska in general being elevated and things of that nature. To me, that's always a lot of fun. All right, now the college football bowl games. I brought this up earlier. Okay, and I kind of forgot. All right, I didn't forget, but I just get going sometimes, as everyone knows. Do not forget to send in your questions, your comments, your concerns. All right, 402-464-5685. Notorious BIB sent in a question I'm going to get to here in a minute. And also check out GELandscapeSupply.com. They do a great service. They're a great partner here at 93.7 The Ticket. They're phenomenal at what they do. So check them out at GELandscapeSupply.com. But the college football bowl games. So Kirk Herbstreit talked about how he doesn't think they should exist anymore. You know, I'm a big fan of Kirk. We've actually interacted a few times via DM on Twitter. Like we've never met or talked on the phone or anything, but just I'll send him some of my thoughts every once in a while on general college football, and every once in a while we'll engage on DMs. And just watching him, just how he kind of carries himself, I've always been a fan of him. Just seems to be a good-hearted guy who loves college football. He has come under a lot of fire recently. The whole Florida State thing, you know, there's people out there that accuse the ESPN of being biased. I mean, who would dub them the ESPN SEC network? Nobody I know of. Anyways, I digress. And you can just tell that his patience is growing thin. He's a human being. Like I know when he first started more and more college football, and he started to express his honest opinion about Ohio State, his family lives in Ohio. They literally had to move from where they were at because it was getting so rough on his kids at school. And so that was a while ago. But you can just tell. He even said something on the Pat McAfee show a couple weeks ago, like, if you leave game day, I will too. Something like that. And, you know, you can just tell he's kind of like, screw it. I'm just going to say what I want because people are pissed at me anyways. And I love that. I freaking love that. I love the fact that he's a good guy who loves college football. And I love the fact that he's a human being and he can only take so much. So he said on College Game Day on January 1st, before the bowl games, the bowl games don't mean anything. And he doesn't think they should exist anymore. Now, Reese Davis vehemently disagree with him. There's people that agree with him. Stephen Warren put out on Twitter, time to get rid of the bowl games. Okay, there are people who agree with him, who disagree with him. When you project to next year, when you project to a 12-team college football playoff, this would not have been my answer 10 years ago. Because 5 years ago, 8 years ago, right before Christian McCaffrey decided bowl games weren't worth his time, and then a lot of people have followed suit because he was the first domino. I would have not been a crazy fan of a 12-team college football playoff because I love the bowl games. I love the regular season meaning something. But the 4-team college football playoff has killed the bowl games because the advertising, the marketing, it's all about getting into those games. And if you don't get in, it doesn't really matter. That's how it comes across. That's how it feels. And it's kind of, for a long time, it was the same teams over and over. And it still is. It's going to be largely the big brands in college football getting in: Michigan, Alabama. Ohio State, Clemson for a long time was in every year. But I feel like the 4-team playoff, it devalued the other bowl games so much. And then players started opting out and sitting out. It has made the bowl games just not mean anywhere near as much as it used to. Now, Herbstreit, and he was projecting to next year when there was a 12-team college football playoff, basically likened it to the NIT in basketball. Like, oh, it's great. Can you tell me anybody that's in it? Not unless your team's in it, probably not. A year from now, when there's a 12-team college football playoff, I would have never been excited about that because there's going to be teams, not just with 2 losses, but 3 losses that get in. Okay, and college football has changed so much. I mean, let's be honest, 90% of the teams that get in are going to be from 2 conferences, the Big Ten and SEC. But the way that the bowl games, I'm a bowl game junkie. Bowl season, bowl mania season was my favorite time of the year. It dwarfed the NCAA tournament in my eyes, which was probably bowl season, NFL playoffs, and NCAA tournament were probably my 3 favorite times of the year. But bowl season, to me, excited me more than those other 2 things combined. it's exciting that you get to watch young players. It's exciting that you get to see the teams for next year and how they might look, and they get reps. But I've also likened it to an NFL preseason game. They don't really matter. They're an exhibition game, and it's basically the really good players don't want to play, and you get to look at the young players. It's like an NFL preseason is pretty much what it is, and I don't get excited about the NFL preseason at all. I don't completely agree with getting rid of the bowl games entirely. But what I'm saying is I'm more open and actually excited about the 12-team college football playoff, whereas I wouldn't have been because I valued the regular season in the past. And that's a whole debate. Well, the more teams you let in, the more fan bases that are interested. Well, Michigan, Ohio State wouldn't have meant jack this year either. So that's a whole nother 14 shows for a whole nother 14 days. Now, the way things are, I'm excited about a 12-team college football playoff because we actually have more than 2 games that matter after the conference championship games. It's 2 games that matter. That's it. Well, 3, the national championship. 3. Okay. Now, okay, what is it, 11? There's going to be 5 through 12 seeds are going to play. 1 through 4 get a bye. Then the 4 teams that got a bye and the 4 teams that won the first round of the playoffs will play. So another 4 games. Then you got the semifinal games. You got the national championship games. You got 11 games that matter at least. So I'm excited about that. When it comes to the bowl games, I'm not a fan of completely getting rid of them. I think there has to be some changes made. I think there's no reason players shouldn't be getting paid differently, maybe a revenue sharing, however you want to do it for the bowl games, because teams that play in them get paid a lot more money. It used to be, I remember when I was a kid, they'd list out all the bowl games and the payouts for each game. Like I remember one year, I don't know why it sticks in my head, the Rose Bowl, the teams that played in it got paid $13 million. Well, if you don't play in the Rose Bowl, you're not getting that. So if you're a player in that game, you should get part of that money. So I'm just going to pull an amount out of thin air here because I'm trying to think of an amount that might be reasonable. I'm just going to pull a random one. Let's say you're the starting quarterback, you're playing in a New Year's Six bowl game, and you're going to get paid an extra $50,000. Who knows? Maybe it'd be $150,000, maybe it would be less. I don't know. I think that would motivate some guys to play. But I think some guys might be like, I'm a first-round pick. I got millions of dollars on the line. The other thing you could do is say, let's say the quarterback, in the Rose Bowl, if it's not a college football playoff game, is going to get paid $100,000 to play in that game. Well, you know what I say? I say you're not honoring your contract if you don't play in that game. If I'm in the NFL and my team's 2-14, I can't just sit out the 17th game of the year. That's not how that works. Well, I might get hurt. Yeah, you got a contract, homie. So for me, if you're not honoring your contract, it should be like the NFL. You should get fined. So whatever you were going to get paid, let's say it's $100,000, you're the starting quarterback in the Rose Bowl. Hey, I can make $100,000. If you don't play, you get fined $100,000. That's a $200,000 difference. Just pulling numbers out of thin air. Okay, that might make a little bit of sense. My point is incentivize them to play so the bowl games matter. You have the better players playing by paying them. Also, if you're not going to honor your contract, you ain't going to get paid the same either. That would equally incentivize players. Anyways, just my thoughts. I feel like I could do a 5-hour show on all the stuff I've been talking about today. All right, we got to pay some bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. We'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is offering some huge holiday discounts from now until January 2nd. On select new Chevrolet vehicles, we are offering $8,000 off MSRP or 1.9% financing. Yes, you heard right. That's $8,000 off or 1.9% financing on select new Chevrolets. We also have some huge discounts on our new GMC inventory, so stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. Includes finance, trade, and Costco bonus with roof credit. Stock number C2999464.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
It's a playoff rematch this weekend as the Lincoln Stars take on the Waterloo Blackhawks at the Icebox. Join us on Friday and Saturday night as the Stars ring in the new year with a Western Conference clash. Friday's game gets started at 7:05 and the puck drops at 6:05 on Saturday. Secure your tickets for the Stars versus the Blackhawks now at LincolnStars.com.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today will see some areas of fog and a slight chance of rain and snow, especially this afternoon. We'll see a high around 37. Tonight, a slight chance of snow going to continue, otherwise mainly cloudy with a low around 25. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of snow. We'll see a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Carriker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit-SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people. small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. It is the People's segment. Send me your questions, your comments, your concerns. Final chance for the day and the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Call or text 402-464-5685. Now, a little bit of breaking news. Taulia Tagovailoa, the Maryland quarterback, to his younger brother, is in the transfer portal, and it appears as though he has been granted a waiver to play an additional season in college football. It'll be his 6th year in college football. He started for 4 years for the Maryland Terrapins. Now, he was the Big Ten's leading passer, all right, in the whole conference heading into the month of November, all right, heading into the game against Nebraska. All right, now, during his time at Maryland, his 3,377 passing yards led the Big Ten Conference in 23, so he ended up the leading passer in the Big Ten as well, even after playing Tony White's boys. He threw 25 touchdowns with 11 interceptions last season. He's the all-time Maryland passing leader with 11,256 passing yards and 76 touchdowns. Now, as I'm looking right out the gate, you hear rumors of him going to Miami. Okay, potentially there's a lot of interest there. You know, I don't care about Miami. When it comes to Tagovailoa, you know, I'm curious. He's got 1 year of eligibility. All right. He's got a ton of experience. He's played in the Big Ten. I don't know. Is there any possibility maybe Matt Rule, Marcus Satterfield pick up the phone, see what kind of interest there is? In my opinion, like Harburg won 5 games this year. I don't know that you can go into the year saying, he's definitely a starting quarterback. Not yet. I don't know that you can look at two true freshmen, no matter how ridiculously talented they are, and be like, I'm comfortable with them starting day one. I mean, we'll see what happens. They haven't even had a practice yet. But you can't say that right here, right now. It'd be crazy. I do believe the coaches cannot screw up the quarterback position again this year. They did in year one. That was their biggest mistake. They got a lot of things right. The offensive line got better. The run game got better. The defense got better. A lot of things got better. Things need to be improved. You don't go 5-7 against a subpar schedule without things needing to be improved. The biggest thing that needs to be addressed is quarterback position. Maybe Matt Rule feels different. Maybe he's like, you know what? We got talented guys. We got a guy who won us some games, and we're good to roll. I would venture a guess that he was counting on Chubba Purdy being there. Now that Chubba's gone, I don't know if Tagovailoa would have any interest. I don't know if Matt Rule has any interest. What I'm saying is, I don't know how you don't pick up the phone and call him, because you're in a unique position where there's not a lot of great options at quarterback in the transfer portal. You're in a unique position where you need someone who can come in and start right now, but would be okay with maybe not starting next year when a lot of attention really goes to Dylan Raiola or Daniel Kalen or Harburg or whoever steps up this year. That's a unique position. Kind of what you need is a guy with 1 year of eligibility who can step in and play immediately and be a gigantic upgrade. I think that could be Tagovailoa. Again, don't know the interest level. Don't know it from Tagovailoa's side. Don't know it from Rule's side. I'm just saying, if I'm Matt Rule and I'm sitting there, I like the future of my quarterback position a lot. I'm not sure about my present because it's so much unproven. Who knows? Maybe one of them balls out this year, and I'd be the happiest guy in the room. How do you not pick up the phone and call this guy? Because he could be the 1 year answer you're potentially looking for. And if it takes $1 to $2 million to get him here, I know he doesn't. He wants guys who want to be here. I just know you've got to do better with the quarterback position than you did a year ago. And this guy could be a 1 year answer, potentially. All right. Unnamed texter just simply says Bears or Packers. That's all it says. I love that. All right. Bears or Packers? I'm going to go with Packers. Jordan Love. I don't think he's the next Aaron Rodgers, but I think he's played a lot better than people thought he would this year. I mean, when you got 4 years to get ready, or however long he was waiting, that's the Packer way. You sit on the bench for 84 years, and then you start, and then you're great for the next 10 to 15 years. So it worked out. You know, for Aaron Rodgers anyways. We'll see how it works out for Jordan Love, but I think he played better than most people thought he would. All right, Notorious B.I.B. Adam, can I get your thoughts on the title game between the Montana Grizzlies and the South Dakota Jackrabbits? And I have an idea of which way he's leaning because he ends it by saying, "Go Jacks!" exclamation point. So South Dakota is a pretty heavy favorite. South Dakota State, I should say. All right, 12.5-point favorite. Now, this has kind of wavered from 12.5 to 13.5 to even 14 at times. All right, the Jackrabbits are on a 28-game win streak, and only 2 of those games have been within a single possession in the past 2 years. They won the national championship last year, not North Dakota State, who had won it 5 of the previous 6 years. They had won it 4 years in a row from 2018, or 3 years in a row from 2018 to 2019, and won it in 2021. So they'd won it 4 of the previous 5 years. 2020 was Sam Houston. 2016 was the mighty James Madison, who just played in their first bowl game ever. I predicted them to win. They did not, so thanks for that. But South Dakota State spanked North Dakota State, the championship last year, 45-21. Now, Montana is a good team in their own right, 13-1. South Dakota State's 14-0. I mean, after everything I just said, how do I not pick South Dakota State? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm an FCS expert, but I do enjoy watching their playoffs every year, and I have watched enough to believe that South Dakota State clearly looks like the best team right now. But in a one-game vacuum, Montana's no joke. They've only lost 1 game all year, and you never know what can happen. There's a reason South Dakota State is favored by almost 2 touchdowns. But there's a reason you play the game. I predict that Montana keeps it closer than the experts think. Thank you, Lee Corso. But I do think South Dakota State wins. And I feel pretty good about that prediction. I feel better about that prediction than the one I'm going to make on Monday about Monday night's championship game between Michigan and Washington. And I do think I said earlier that I was going to pick Michigan. And I'll get into my reasons why on Monday. And I may also change my mind before Monday. I reserve the right to do that. Okay. My final prediction will come on Monday. Monday's show, my live show, noon to 1 p.m. Central Time, before the championship game that night. So for this game, the FCS championship, South Dakota State, Montana, I'm going with South Dakota State. Okay. For Monday's game, for now, I'm going to take Michigan. But I reserve the right to change my mind. Until then, I hope everybody has a phenomenal weekend. Tune in every Monday here on The Ticket, noon to 1 p.m. Central Time. I am live. Grab your lunch. Join me. Maybe at some point, something un poquito inteligente will come out. That's all I learned in 2 years of high school Spanish. Me llamo Adam. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Y tú. That's about it as well. I talk fast in Spanish with the 10 words I know, just like English. All right. Grab your lunch. Join me. We'll have fun talking sports, talking Husker sports. Until then, Husker Nation, go Big Red. And always remember to throw the ball.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at the